In the vast expanse of the Marvel Universe, amid heroes and villains, gods and mortals, one being stands apart. Silent, observant, and bound by a code that renders him powerless. This being is the Watcher, a member of an ancient race of cosmic entities known as the Watchers. His existence, seemingly divine in its scope, is one of unbearable isolation and sorrow. As his name implies, the Watcher's role is to observe the multiverse in all its glory and horror. Yet, the tragedy of the Watcher's life is rooted in the immutable oath he has taken, to never interfere. Forced to bear witness to the greatest evils and tragedies without ever being able to act, the Watcher's existence is one of profound sadness, as he is condemned to watch and do nothing. The Watcher serves as a silent guardian of the multiverse. He is a cosmic entity who observes the flow of events across time, space, and countless realities.
You are a watcher now. You make no judgments, only observations.
His kind exists beyond the confines of any single universe, dwelling outside of the mortal realm. The Watchers as a whole are vast in their knowledge, possessing an understanding of the past, present, and future. They have seen the rise and fall of entire civilizations, the triumphs of heroes, and the horrors wrought by villains. The power they possess is vast and awe-inspiring, yet it is a power that is never to be used. The oath that binds them, never to intervene in the events they witness, prevents them from acting in any meaningful way to influence the outcomes of the world around them. This self-imposed limitation, rather than elevating the Watcher to a higher moral plane, renders his existence one of sorrow and anguish. Imagine being an immortal, all-knowing being who can see the future unfold in real time, yet is powerless to stop the destruction that will inevitably occur.
That to preserve the natural order, you must only observe the natural order.
The Watcher has witnessed innumerable tragedies: the death of heroes, the destruction of worlds, the rise of tyrants, and the suffering of innocent lives. From the rise of Ultron to the devastation of countless worlds in the wake of conflict, the Watcher's eyes are forever trained on the horrors that unfold across the multiverse. Yet, no matter the scale of the calamity, the Watcher cannot intervene. This inability to act is perhaps the most tragic aspect of the Watcher's existence. To know that disaster is coming, to have the means to prevent it, and yet be utterly helpless, is a curse that only those bound by such an oath can fully comprehend. For the Watcher, there are no moments of heroism, no opportunities to change the course of history. Instead, he is forced to watch as those he witnesses are caught in the tides of fate, subject to forces beyond their control. While other cosmic beings or superheroes may act to thwart evil, the Watcher is eternally confined to the role of the observer, always standing on the sidelines as the world burns. One of the most poignant aspects of the Watcher's role is the constant conflict he faces between his nature and his oath. As a being of immense power, he is aware of the consequences of inaction, and the weight of this knowledge is a heavy burden. His inability to intervene becomes all the more excruciating when the stakes are high. The Watcher saw the near-total destruction of entire worlds and civilizations, helpless in the face of it all. And yet, despite these atrocities, the Watcher is bound by his oath of non-interference. The sadness of the Watcher's existence is not merely the result of his powerlessness, but the realization that, for all his knowledge, he is ultimately alone in his perspective.
You are a disciple of the Order of the Watchers. Of me. We're asked to sacrifice so much. Our wills, our wants, even our own names.
To watch over everyone, I must become no one.
Nothing can matter to a Watcher. For a Watcher is no one.
The Watchers are isolated beings, observing the lives of mortals and yet never able to truly interact with them. This creates an existential loneliness that is, in many ways, more painful than death itself. While mortals form connections, love, and friendship, the Watcher is detached, forced to watch relationships grow and wither without ever participating in them. His perspective is as broad as the cosmos, but it is also deeply solitary. Moreover, the Watcher's oath ensures that he must continue this cycle of watching, forever separated from the very people he may come to care for. In moments of great despair, the Watcher's internal conflict becomes apparent. While he may wish to step in and change the course of events, to alter the fate of a hero or prevent a villain from succeeding, his hands are tied. He is forced to reconcile his desires with the rigid laws of his race, and the result is an unyielding sense of helplessness. This tragic aspect of the Watcher's existence is explored in several Marvel storylines, where his internal struggle becomes the focus. In some instances, the Watcher even expresses a form of guilt over his inability to act, as though the very oath that defines him condemns him to witness the suffering of others without the agency to do anything about it. In these moments, the Watcher's internal turmoil reveals that even beings of godlike power are not immune to feelings of despair and helplessness. Despite all of this, the Watcher's role remains essential. His perspective serves as a reminder of the price of powerlessness and the cost of knowledge that cannot be used. His presence in the multiverse emphasizes the value of choice and free will. The heroes and villains of the Marvel Universe may not know of his existence, but he watches them regardless, bearing witness to their decisions, actions, and consequences. In this sense, the Watcher is both a tragic figure and a moral compass, representing the inherent struggle between destiny and free will. Bound by his oath, the Watcher and his kind are forced to bear witness to the unfolding of fate, knowing that their inability to intervene makes them both silent observers and unwilling participants in the grand, tragic story of the multiverse.